I really don't know what Christmas is all about.
Welcome to episode number 3 of Merry Shamus. If you're already subscribed, welcome back, my darling. And if you have not yet subscribed, let me set my face again. Did you do it? Did you subscribe? I'll trust you. You subscribed. You wouldn't lie to me. You subscribe. So today is a video request from Miss Tracy, one of my subscribers. I'll have it up on the screen now. She wanted a story time along with a tutorial of a green eyeshadow look with a nude lip. That is this tutorial here. Thank you so much, Tracy, for subscribing and supporting my channel. I hope this video is all that you hope for. If you yourself have a video recommendation that you want to see during Merry Shamus, please do let me know down in the comment section below or DM me on social media. We have so many videos that we need to get through the month of December, and I want to do what you guys want. I want you guys to see some content that you want to see, so let me know. Also, I did just want to mention again that I'm obsessed with TikTok right now. My handle on TikTok is at morganshay33. I'll give you guys another little taste right now.
At her. Now she ought to be ashamed of herself coming out looking like that. Hey, girl.
Hey, how you doing?
Fine. I'm on my way to work.
Well, call me when you get home.
Okay.
So there is a 31-year-old woman on TikTok. Well, almost 31. We're a couple of weeks away from that. But anyways, you guys, do be sure that you do subscribe before you leave. The secret emoji for the Christmas giveaway is on the screen now. Do be sure that you are commenting those down below. We only have a couple more weeks before I'm closing that giveaway, which you must be subscribed to enter. And also to enter, you must at least comment one secret emoji below in the comments. The winner of that giveaway will receive a gift card to a place of their choice. Yeah, I think that's all of the blabbing that we need to do before this video. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. Like we said in the intro, we are going to be doing a request by Miss Tracy. You all seen this look in yesterday's video. We're just basically going to be recreating that look. I basically like to do like test runs with looks before I do them on camera, unless it is like specifically testing out like an actual palette or product or something like that. But today we are going to be using 2 different eyeshadow palettes. We are going to be using the Nikita X Morphe palette, and we're also going to be using the James Charles X Morphe palette. Also wanted to just say a couple of things here in the beginning. Number 1, I have gotten the major request to do a review of the Nudie palette number 2 and the Laura Lee brushes. Do not worry, I have ordered them. They're, you know, with Miss Rona going on, shipping is a little behind, plus it's the holidays, so you're going to add extra time for that, you know, anyways. The second thing, I'm getting a lot of questions of what this is right here. This is actually the battery box for my lights, and it's in the frame. I'm sorry. If I move it more this way, you're going to be able to see the outside of this, so it is what it is. I've just had like 15 comments underneath videos in the past couple of days like, bitch, what is that? What is that white box up there? So let's go ahead and get right on into the look. I am going to go ahead and start out with one of my favorite dupes of all time, and this is the Vaseline Lip Therapy. This is a 100% dupe for the Laneige, whatever, like lip treatment. This is a dupe. It is awesome, and Vaseline is 100% amazing for your lips. So, plus this is way more affordable. Going over the brows, I always use the same things, always, and I basically, for the better part, have completely gotten rid of my brows altogether. Well, as much as I'm comfortable with, I really, really wish that I was that bitch that could walk around with no brows. But I'm just not. So, as much brow as I'm comfortable with getting rid of is gone. But yeah, I use the Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil in shade 3.75. I then go in and cut my brow with the Kevin Kwan, the Sensual Skin Enhancer. It's a pot concealer. This is my favorite to cut brows with. A really good dupe for this is the MAC Painterly Paint Pot or the NARS Pot Concealer. Those are both also really good options. I also set my brows with the Gimme Brow on the tail end of my brow and the 24-hour brow setter, all by Benefit, in the front portion of my brow. So let's go ahead and get this look going. And today's story time is not clickbait. This is about the time that I didn't only kiss Santa Claus, I slept with Santa Claus. Let's go ahead and get into it. So first, I'm going to start out with this MSQ brush right here. These are really good dupes for Morphe brushes. I get these on Amazon. I think you can get a pack of them for like $7. I'm going to start out with this brush, and I'm going to go in with this shade She Go in the Nikita X Morphe palette. It's that really beautiful lime green. And we're basically going to blend this all throughout the crease and like above the crease. So we're going to basically smoke it out, if that makes sense. So this goes back a minute, you guys, this story here. This happened when I was living with one of my horrible roommates, which if you're an OG, you've seen those videos. If not, go back in my Storytime playlist and feel free to watch and listen on my misery, because y'all, I've had some roommates, and I haven't even told you guys all of the roommate stories that I have. That's just like basically a summary. But I was living with, I think it was my second roommate story time. It was that roommate, and it was around the holidays. And at this point in my life, I was like out of my first marriage, but I hadn't quite met my like what I really call my first love. So I was single at this time, and me and a girlfriend that I worked with, she was like, hey, Morgan, do you want to go to Cotton Eye Joe's? Which, if you haven't heard of, it's talked about in country songs. And so if you listen to country, you might have heard of it. If you're from around here, you might have heard of it. And shit, even people like travel here to go to freaking Cotton Eye. We call it Cotton Eye Hose around here. And I was like, sure, bitch, let's go. You know, I'm always down to go to the Cotton Eye Hose. So we head out to Cotton Eye Joe's, and this in particular night was her birthday. So she had already decided to get a hotel off of the Level Road exit, which is the exit that Cotton Eye Joe's is off of, if you're unfamiliar. So literally right down the road from Cotton Eye Joe's. Cotton Eye Joe's is off of the interstate in Knoxville. And right down the road from Cotton Eye Joe's is a Harley Davidson. So a lot of times the employees that work there and like people that buy motorcycles later in the day, like right before they close, they'll come down to Cotton Eye Joe's for a beer and to celebrate or whatever. So this in particular night, me and a girl I worked with, we head to Cotton Eye Joe's. Now, the place that I was working at this point was literally a hop, a skip, and a jump from Cotton Eye Joe's. It was like no time for us to get to Cotton Eye Joe's. And she was dating a guy that worked at Harley Davidson. And he gives her a call, and he's like, hey babe, I just sold a motorcycle. Me and the guy that bought it are about to head down to Cotton Eye Joe's. Bring a friend with you. And she was like, oh babe, I'm already, like 20 steps ahead of you. Me and Morgan are headed over that way now. So we head to Cotton Eye Joe's, and on the way there, this friend of mine, we'll call her Tabitha. Tabitha tells me, Morgan, be prepared. Like, I think my boyfriend's about to set you up with some guy. So we're going to call the guy Santa Claus, okay? So we get to Cotton Eye Joe's, and to be honest, you guys, we were there a minute before them. We were just having fun. We were drinking panty droppers, dancing, doing line dances, everything else. And you guys, I have so many story times that come from Cotton Eye Joe's. Like, I swear to goodness, people around here, I guarantee you everybody that live around here, they all at least have one horrible night, all thanks to Cotton Eye Joe's. I guarantee you. Next, guys, I'm going to go ahead and grab this MSQ brush, which is more of like a smaller tapered blending brush, and we're gonna go ahead and go into the James Charles palette. I don't have the little plastic covering. I hate that he didn't put the shade names like on the actual palette. That bugs the absolute shit out of me. So I don't know what the name of this one is. I'll have it on the screen though, but it's the deep green in the palette. And we're gonna put this in the actual crease and blend it out. So fast forward to when Tabitha's boyfriend and Santa Claus get to Cotton Eye Joe's. Now, let me go ahead and tell you guys, at this point, I was already drunk. I would say that me and Tabitha were already at Cotton Eye Joe's for, I would say, at least a good 2 hours. Maybe longer, maybe a little less than that. Of course, I don't remember the exact amount of time, but we were there for somewhere around there. And they get there, and Cotton Eye Joe's is like a lot of bars where even at this time, they didn't allow smoking inside of the bar. So they had like a back patio, they still do, where you can go out and like socialize, smoke cigarettes, whatever. We were on this back patio, and we're standing there, whatever, bullshitting, and this guy had walked up to me and Tabitha, and he was actually interested in Tabitha. And Tabitha was like in the process of telling him like, oh, I'm with somebody, da-da-da, he's actually on his way here, whatever, whatever. And about that time, Tabitha's boyfriend and Santa Claus walk outside. Well, they walk up to me, and Tabitha is probably maybe, I don't know, 2 feet away from me, not far at all. I could touch her, like from where she was standing. And her boyfriend walks up to me, and he's like, who's that guy? Like asking for if she's here with anybody. And she was literally in the process of saying like, my boyfriend's on his way, da-da-da. So her boyfriend doesn't like even like really seem bothered by it, but Santa Claus, oh, he's bothered. He's really bothered. And he walks up to this guy, y'all, and I shit you guys not, like basically pushes this guy off of this little like porch, like slams into the railing, and is like, what the fuck, dude? And Santa Claus is like, you heard her, she has an old man, this is him, do you want your ass kicked? And like Tabitha's boyfriend is like, whoa, wait a minute, I'm not trying to fight nobody. That's how basically I was introduced to Santa Claus. And in my like drunken haze, I thought this was so sexy. I thought him standing up to this guy was like everything and more. And I'm like that when I'm drunk. And whatever, man, I was drunk. I don't know what to say about it. But I thought it was like this superhero move, and like he was like the knight in shining armor, whatever. So night's off to a start. We're drinking. We end up getting a bucket of beer. We're all like dancing, whatever. And the night comes to a head. So the whole entire night, I was all about Santa Claus. Santa Claus was all about me. So like I told you guys in the beginning, Tabitha had gotten a hotel room off of Level Road for her birthday, because the thing about small towns, which Knoxville's not really a small town, but like there's a bunch of small little areas within Knoxville where people live. And to get like back at this point, I don't even think there were Ubers, not in this area anyways. And a taxi, girl, please, to get to my house or to get her to her house, God, it would have probably been way into the hundreds of dollars. So she got a hotel room so that everybody could kind of go and stay there. Now, guys, I did not come prepared to stay the night in a hotel room at all. She asked me at work. I went straight from work to Cotton Eye Joe's with her. I had no change of clothes. I had nothing. So we decided to take a taxi to the Walmart, which is in Turkey Creek, which isn't that far. And Santa Claus, he was such a smooth talker, which we have some more story times with Santa Claus that are all from this night. So I'm going to cut some things out just because they deserve their own story time. But just know that some things happened in Walmart. But Santa Claus asked the taxi driver, like, you know, I'll give you $150 of a tip if you'll just wait out here for us, because it would have taken forever for us to get another taxi, you guys. They are not around here like that at all. You literally have to like find one, and once you find one, they're more than likely at home or they're at McGee Tyson Airport, which is in Maryville, which from this area is like an hour. Like, it's not like that here. So he's like, I'll pay you $150, something like that, to wait outside of Walmart. And of course, the taxi driver's like, hell yeah, you know, easy money. So we run in Walmart. I get me like basically some pajamas and a change of like another outfit for the next morning. Once we get out of Walmart, we get in the taxi. At this point, I'm starting to sober up a little bit because of what happened in Walmart. Again, a whole other story. We get in the taxi and we head to the hotel. Now, right across the street from the hotel that we were staying at was a Waffle House. So we decided that we were going to walk across the street to the Waffle House once we changed into like some more comfortable clothing. We go into Waffle House. You guys, I don't know if it was the food. I don't know what happened, but I felt like my intoxication was like gone. It was gone. And in the clear light of day, I remember like looking at this man and thinking, oh my gosh, because you guys, he was so loud. He was screaming in this Waffle House, like acting just completely and totally drunk, not acting right at all. And I was so embarrassed. And so I have this look that I get on my face anytime that I'm like uncomfortable or not happy. Like, people know that I'm not happy. People know that I'm like miserable. So Tabitha looks over at me and she's like, here, take you a shot. And in her freaking purse, you guys, she grabs out a freaking bottle of Patron. And I take 2 shots of Patron in the Waffle House. But we leave Waffle House and we walk back over across the road. In the parking lot, there are 2 guys standing with a girl. I do remember this part because I remember like snapping out of it a little bit. And in the parking lot, there was, like I said, 2 guys and a girl, and they were like bothering her. This girl worked inside of the hotel. And so Santa Claus and Tabitha's boyfriend, which that really shocked me about Tabitha's boyfriend, they walked up to the 2 guys and was like, is there an issue? And said, we'll be right there. We'll be watching. Like, you better get your ass out of here type thing. So this was it. This sealed the deal for me. This sealed Santa's fate. He was getting it. It was happening. So we head to the room, whatever, things happen. The next morning, you guys, holy shit and bananas. I can't even believe my life. My life is literally insanity. I'm now going to get Stripper Magic, the Extreme Frost by Jeffree Star Cosmetics. And I'm just going to grab this flat brush by Morphe, and I'm just going to put that right in the center. So the next morning, the clear light of day, I wake up and Santa Claus is still asleep. I go ahead and hop in the shower. I get on the clothes that I had purchased the night before at Walmart, all of these things, and I jump out of the shower, come outside of the room, and Santa Claus is gone. He's nowhere to be found. So I go next door and knock on their hotel room door, and Tabitha answers the door. You can clearly tell that she's like very much so hungover. Can you all even believe how beautiful that shit is? Like, get out of here. Tabitha's like very much hungover, but she answers the door and she's like, what? What's up, girl? What's up? And I was like, Santa Claus is gone. Like, he's not in my hotel room. She's like, oh my God. And she gets her boyfriend and she's like, boyfriend, Santa Claus is gone. Like, Morgan can't find Santa Claus. And he's like, oh, it's probably because he had to go to work. And I was like, oh, okay, you know, whatever. So this was on a Sunday. So Tabitha ends up asking me at breakfast. We go to the Cracker Barrel, and at breakfast, she's like, hey, do you want to go shopping with us? Because like I said, you guys, this was like right around Christmas, like right before Christmas. And I'm like, yeah, that would actually be perfect. I have some gifts that I need to buy. Now, you guys, I did not ask what Santa Claus did for a living, nor did I really care. And Tabitha's boyfriend didn't like offer up the information either. Of course, we didn't talk about it the night before, like, duh. So we end up going to Turkey Creek again, and we're going shopping. Now, Turkey Creek here in Knoxville is like an outdoor mall. It has literally every single store that a mall's gonna have, but it's outside. And of course it was cold, so there's like people outside doing hot chocolate. And it's a lot like if you watch YouTubers who live in LA, the way that they have like, I don't even remember what they call it. It's their outdoor mall. But the way that you see in their YouTube videos, they dress up Turkey Creek just like that. So, oh my God. So we're walking around, and all of a sudden, I hear Tabitha's boyfriend say, oh, there's Santa Claus. And I'm like, where? You know, like looking around, and he's like, over there taking pictures with the little girl. I'm like, he's Santa Claus. And he's like, yeah, did he not tell you? And I was like, hell no, he didn't tell me. I was drunk. Hell, if he did tell me, I wouldn't have even remembered. Why didn't you say that this morning when I asked like where he was? Like, why would you not say, oh, he works as Santa Claus? Like he's, what in the hell, you guys? So, of course, you know, now you feel like you're obligated to walk over and talk to him. And I'm not going to dump a guy just because he works as Santa Claus. But you will find like, oh my goodness, like this relationship didn't work out. I walk over to him. I'm like, hey, how's your day going? Like, it was so awkward. I remember just feeling so super awkward. He's like, oh, going good. You could tell he was super embarrassed. I'm going to go ahead and put some Il Maquillage. By the way, you guys, if you were wondering about the primer that I did use on my face, it was the Becca Backlight primer. So again, we walk up to him, we say hello, whatever. You can tell that he's kind of embarrassed, but honestly, you guys, like, it didn't bother me. Really, I was just like shocked, if that makes sense. Like, I really was not expecting, because if you like seen Santa Claus, if you've seen him, you would be like, wow, that's a really odd job for him to have. Like, you would think, I don't know, you would think he did something else. You wouldn't think that he, you know, worked as Santa Claus. So Tabitha ends up asking me if I would like to hang out with them again that night, go back out to Cotton Eye Joe's, you know, whatever. And this was right before my birthday. And so I'm like, yeah, let's go out tonight because my birthday's next week. I'm like, she's like, okay, cool. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I didn't have any intentions of inviting Santa Claus. But then when Tabitha's boyfriend mentioned inviting Santa Claus, I was like, you know what? Let's invite him because he was really sweet. I already know him. I know what it's going to be like, if you know what I'm saying. I know that I'm going to enjoy the ride, if you know what I'm saying. So let's just go ahead and invite Santa Claus. Let me blend out my foundation, you guys. I'm going to use the Hank and Henry sponge, and I'll be right back. So now, guys, when we go out the next night to celebrate my birthday, like I said, the night before was Tabitha's birthday. But the next night, I guess for us to have an excuse, how, I don't know, we said that we were going to go ahead and celebrate my birthday. So I guess Tabitha's boyfriend contacted Santa Claus and said, hey, Morgan wants you to come out with her tonight for her birthday. We head out, and first we decide to go have dinner, and it was really sweet of Santa Claus. He did pay for my dinner. He paid for literally everything that night, like everything. And he was being like really sweet. And so in my head, I start thinking like, dang, like I could date this guy. Like, I genuinely started thinking that, like, I could be with him. And so this is where everything like goes downhill. We head to Cotton Eye Joe's. When we get there, like, Santa Claus was like, you could tell, like he was stressed about his day or something. Like, he was down in the drinks. While we were at dinner, he was down in them drinks. While we were out at Cotton Eye Joe's, he really started to down the drinks. And I am not one of those people who can drink that way. I can't. If I drink that way, like people, it's going to be bad. I'm going to be getting sick. It's not going to be cute. The night will be over just as soon as it begins, because I can't like continue to drink after that. Like, I'm a huge lightweight. It does not work for me. And I'm not like one of those people who, you know, thinks it's like cute to say, oh, I'm such a lightweight. No, like, bitch, I'm a lightweight. Like, I will literally barf and fall asleep in your lap at 9:30. Like, ask anyone who knows me. It will happen. So he's like down on him, and you can even see like Tabitha and her boyfriend are like looking at him like, damn, like he's getting jousted. So at this point, I don't like know he has a drinking problem, but I mean, it kind of looks that way. And at this point, I just kind of like get a little bit like turned off. I'm not gonna lie. I get a little bit turned off, and I kind of go off and do my own thing. Well, out of the corner of my eye, I see somebody like approaching me. You know how you can like feel somebody walking towards you? And it was somebody that I had been talking to like, I don't know, a couple months before this. And so he walks up to me, and, you know, he starts saying like, oh, it's about your birthday, whatever. And he asks me to dance. And I politely told him, because even though Santa Claus was being like weird, I'm not a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to go dance with another guy when I came to this place with you. Even though I wanted to go dance with him. Like, I was very uncomfortable over there with Santa Claus. Like, he was acting a complete fool. We were over by the pool tables. He was getting into it with everybody. This is when things go a little bit downhill. So I end up hanging out with, because Santa Claus is like being belligerent at this point, to the point to where he's not even hanging out with any of us. He's not hanging out with Tabitha. He's not hanging out with Tabitha's boyfriend. He's definitely not hanging out with me. Like, he's arguing with people over pool and just saying, oh, well, I bought a Harley the other day, whatever. I don't know, just acting very, very bizarre. Very bizarre. All of a sudden, you guys, we are literally dancing, right? And it was like, oh my gosh, I will never forget this as long as I live. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, you start hearing, like, you hear this like loud ass, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Almost like a crunch, but also like something's being hit, if that makes sense. What you could probably imagine, like a tree falling down, and like the tree like breaking and hitting the ground, like what you would imagine that to sound like. That's probably the closest that I can describe it. And I do mean simultaneously everybody in the damn room turning around and looking over at the pool table. And Santa Claus has taken the damn pool stick and broken it over this man's head. Now I need to do a little bit of a backstory on who he broke it, the persons whose head he broke it over. Because this person was very well known in that area. He is a freaking veteran. It's just, oh gosh, like such a good man, like so nice. Oh my God, I cannot even believe this. I still cringe even thinking about it. And not only that, but my nanny knew this man because he was part of a motorcycle group that rode for an organization that she was part of. When I tell you that I would say probably anywhere between 10 to, I don't know, 20 something men started running towards Santa Claus to like beat his ass. I'm not exaggerating. Like, of course, all the country boys are just like headed over there. Like they're ready to like catch a charge for this vet. And of course, like what the hell? Now, while I will say that, of course, obviously, Santa Claus was in the wrong. Like, he was just being belligerent and stupid the entire night. This in particular guy that I'm talking about, the veteran, he is a shit talker, big time. And so while I wasn't standing over there and I didn't hear the conversation, I can't imagine that he was probably really like antagonizing Santa Claus. I can really truly see that. But again, I was not over there in that area and I do not know. Now, also at this point, when all these guys start to run over there, freaking Santa Claus starts to run towards the exit door. And the bouncer over there is like, oh, no. You're not leaving. It's not happening. You're staying right here. Like, we've called the police. You're going to jail. And I'm like, oh, dear Lord in heaven. Oh, great. Because now I'm sure he's going to start like yelling over here at me or something. Like, oh, dear God. The police end up showing up, and you guys, by the way, I used the Cover FX powder to set my face. I used the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish underneath my eyes, center of my head, just for brightening. And I'm now going in on my lower lash line. I'm going to take that deeper green in the James Charles palette, and I'm going to run that right across my lower lash line, and I'll be back because it's so hard to talk when you're doing this part. So yeah, he ends up sitting down on the ground, like in front of where the bouncer is, crying, saying that he loves me and talking about somebody named Shelly. I still to this day don't know like what that's about. But at this point, I've been hanging out with Derek. Like, I've not even been over there with him. I just ignore him because, like I said, I've been standing over there with Derek. I've been hanging out with Derek for like the past hour and a half. Like, and now he's like crying on the ground, like saying he loves me, like he doesn't even know me. So you don't love me. You're just, you know, upset. You're probably mad at yourself because you went and showed your ass. You know, it is what it is. So the police show up, you guys, and this is going to be the end of this story on him. This man literally tried to tell the police, I don't know what he was thinking, like I was going to go along with it or what. He literally tells the police, you guys, that I'm his wife. And so the police come over there trying to talk to me. And I'm like, y'all, I'm not this man's wife. I met this man yesterday. I don't know this man. I have no, like, no. I don't know who he is. Like, the hell? That's the last time I seen Santa Claus. But that is the story about the time that I kissed Santa Claus, for real. And let me know down in the comments if you want to hear the other parts to the stories that I have with Santa Claus during Merry Shamus, and I'll be happy to tell you guys. But the rest of this, we're just going to go through the remainder of the tutorial. We are using the Marc Jacobs. This is the Omega Coconut Bronzer in the shade Tantalize. This is my favorite bronzer of all time. It is so beautiful. Just, and just do some contour. And blend it out, because we definitely don't want any harsh lines on our nose. That is like the biggest pet peeve ever. When I see somebody with like a harsh ass line on their nose, I want to be like, really, baby? You couldn't have blended that out just a little bit better? Diffused Heat. This is an ambient lighting blush. It's one of my favorite shades. Kind of subtle, but still beautiful. So for liner, I'm using the Benefit Roller Liner. Then I'm going to take some NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Milk, and I'm just going to put this in my lower waterline. Essence Lash Princess Waterproof Mascara on the lashes. I'm going to mix the Smashbox Halo Glow Highlight. This is in Golden Pearl. It's the putty. So the putty over here. And also the J-Cat Beauty Baked Highlight in the shade Crystal Sands. I'm gonna mix these two together. I'm gonna put a little bit on my inner corner and then in all of my highlighting places. We'll kind of fast forward through it. Before I highlight everywhere else, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Pure Cosmetics. This is the Matte Mist. Now I'm just gonna take my powder poof and I'm just going to cut just like that. And I was requested to do a nude lip, so I'm gonna take the LA Girl Auto Liner in the shade Nude and I'm going to line my lips. Next, for lashes, I'm gonna use a pair of these bad boys right here. These are the Jamire lashes. They will be linked below. Next, we're gonna take this Shannon Rose liquid lipstick. They don't sell this one anymore, but I did this lip combo with this look yesterday and it was so pretty. You may be able to find this one on eBay. It doesn't even have the shade name on it anymore, but oh my gosh. This is like one of my favorite nudes of all time. I got another one. I was able to find it on Mercari maybe, but this is the bottle. We're gonna wait on this to dry and we're gonna use the shade Naked Body. It's the new Velvet Trap Lipstick by Jeffree Star. So there are those lashes, you guys. These are absolutely beautiful. And that whole big pack is $10 on Amazon. I tell you guys all the time, get your lashes from Amazon. Do not spend a bazillion dollars on lashes. But now we're gonna take a Naked Body by Jeffree Star and right over the top. And just kind of set this to the side. And I'm gonna take my auto liner and just kind of thicken that up. Just a little bit where it's lined there. And that's even still not the last lip product. Now I'm going to use the Fenty Gloss. You can see how many times this has been used with nude lipstick. This is in the shade Diamond Milk. And so beautiful. I'm in love with this look. It gives me very much the Grinch. So if you're wanting a really beautiful green eyeshadow look to wear with your Christmas shirt, I think this will be the look that I wear on Christmas with my Christmas sweater. By the way, if you want to see the Christmas sweater, again, I'll have it on the screen right now, along with the Etsy store that I purchased it from. Yeah, thank you all so much for sticking around. I hope you did like the story time. Tracy, I hope you liked the look, and I hope this tutorial did help you out. Again, if you do have any videos that you want to see, any at all, please let me know in the comment section below. Message me on social media. Be sure that you're following me on social media. All of the things, and that way that I can do the video. I'm literally doing all the requests unless it's, you know what I'm saying. If it's a decent request, I'll do it. But yeah, you guys, there is the video. I love you guys so very much. And until next time, bye.